Hey everybody. Sorry, just a couple minutes late here, just booting everything in. We'll just do the regular test as always. We'll go here, we'll do a little refresh. Grab this here, check the volume. This here, check the volume. Okay, it looks good. Just gonna make sure it's muted so it's not bugging the stream, and this should be muted. Good. Alright, so those guys are muted. I can see they're all working. So where we're at, as you can see down here, we are packaging. I expect this might error because, as you can see, I'm also deleting things, and it's upset about that. Because normally you wouldn't package and then start modifying folders, but you just check the logs when it's packaging to see what it's erroring, and if it's like missing something that I've removed, yeah, that makes sense. But the reason why I'm packaging and removing stuff at the same time is just because I had done a package where I hadn't touched anything and it actually errored, and I was like, what's going on? Apparently, if I go back out here to characters, this comes with the third person game mode. And if you go to mannequins and rigs, so just the regular third person game mode, for some reason, I don't know if it's because I moved to 5.2. Originally this project was 5.1. I actually just updated it to 5.2. The mannequin control rig body was failing, so I had to delete the body out of here, actually delete the body out of the folder section as well. And once I deleted the controller body, there's actually another person who's using and that's this zombie, the zombie that we're using just for testing right now. It also has demo, and this is the third person demo, just as if the third person gets. We've got the same characters folder, the same mannequins folder, the same rig folder. It has the same Quinn and Manny and the same control rig body that I had to delete in the folder and clear. And then because just packaging in general just takes so long, this is like my fourth package just trying to fix things up, but I just didn't also want to sit there and do nothing, so I just wanted to make sure the errors that I get when it finishes packing, I can actually bring this over because you guys can't see it. The errors that I get when I'm finishing packing isn't any errors to do with, like, because I know, like I said, I'm removing these, so it should error just for the fact you're going to be trying to build those and the file missing. As long as it's, like, not those missing files, then I'm happy, because then I know it's going to build later tonight after stream when I hit the build before I go to bed. So I'll probably build it and go to bed. That's what I usually do. I build it when I'm sleeping, just turn off my monitors. And again, it's taken a long time to build because we have so many packages, and that's why I was removing the packages. Yeah, and so I'm going to be clearing these guys and moving them all into one tight folder, into my Finding Home folder, and really going through, like, again, every single time you look at this, like, even this here, it has materials, and it has master materials. It has a huge list of master materials, but then if you go into barnyards, it's also going to have materials, and it's also usually going to have master materials. And then you go into farmhouse, and the master materials just use they're all pretty much the same. They're just done slightly different because every person codes slightly different, and so whatever the best set of materials are is what I would use. And so I'm only going to keep a handful of master materials. Right now I have these ones here. I have, if you're blending things, there are two different colors, or just the basic. If you're just adding dirt to something as an additive, these are decals, the colorful decal, just a plain decal. This is specifically for plants like foliage. And then I have one for glass, one for water, one for other translucent things, one for solid ground materials. So if you're talking like ones for emissives, so this would be like just like the ground, like earth, but also like marble countertops, like main surfaces I've been using this for. And then these two are kind of the same. I'm gonna work out which one's better. But this one's more like an on-off kind of light, where this one's more like, because in Unreal Engine 5, they started giving things that have emissives, because emissives has always been around, whether it's Blender and stuff like that. But now emissives actually work as light sources in the game. Before, emissives were just kind of like, it would be kind of like, it would be brighter. Like you look at the object, and the object would seem brighter, but it's not actually giving off any light that affects the environment. So if you didn't have any lights, it would be pitch black. But if you had a light, then you look like that area where that emissive is would look really bright. But now they actually add that in, so now the emissives actually give actual light. So if you have a good emissive on a material, on a light bulb, and you make that really bright, then that light bulb will actually brighten the area without having to put an actual light object into the game. I was here. Without having to actually put an actual light object in the game. And that saves a lot on performance and power because, yeah, it's just you don't have these extra objects in the game causing extra problems and stuff. You're just using the emissive materials and lumen to provide the light sources, because the lumen's already pretty heavy as it is, and again, to get the full usage of nanite and a lot of the things that it does, you kind of have to use in the virtual texturing, you kind of have to use lumen and nanite together. It's kind of how they started designing the system. One piggybacks off the other, but lumen's pretty heavy and nanite's supposed to counterbalance that, right? So yeah, where I was at was just going to the atmosphere. We're just going through the meshes. I've already double checked all these meshes. That's why this is here, because I was going through, as you can see, the porches here, and I had gone through, and I was just double checking that we have not missed any of these. Right. We don't want to miss any items. We want to make sure we have all of them transferred over, renamed to something that actually makes sense. Because again, like for me, I call a shower a shower. A lot of times, sometimes when you're picking up an asset, they might call the shower a stall. You know what I mean? And then I'm looking for shower in the search bar and nothing's coming up. You know what I mean? Because there is no shower, they called it stall. So like again, when I'm moving it to these folders to make everything light, to clean everything up, to make sure all the meshes have nanite in it, and if the packages has any updates, I can rebring them in and then edit when I need to. But it's like having my own versions that I could alter. Like I said, even the collisions, at some point I might go back through these and change the collisions, right? Because maybe the simple collision is too complicated to save in performance. I might just do it. I could actually use these porches as a great example. I'll open this up. Because you could have two different type of collisions you could set up depending on your performance. So maybe on a simple performance for me, I don't care. I don't want to let the bullets fly through the individual rails. Let's see what they have for simple and complex. So yeah, it looks like they're already doing it for the simple collision here. So if you shot and you try to shoot through these rails and you're using simple collision, the bullet won't go through these rails. It will hit the railing as if you're hitting the railing. You can't actually bypass it because the collision here, as you can see, there's a box here, and that's just a simple box that covers that whole entire area. So the collision actually on this guy's done pretty good. Yeah. And then, so this area here. But then when you go to, well, we could probably show, so then you look at the blue, or if you take this off, this is complex collision now. So now you can see that these are all highlighted, and then you could actually shoot through the rails, right? So I might, in this case, I probably wouldn't, because it looks like the simple collision and the complex collision that this guy has generated is actually kind of decent. Like the simple is pretty simple, looks pretty light, and I'm pretty happy with it. But there could be other assets out there where I'm not, like, where it doesn't add up, and the simple collision is just too complex, and I need to break it down. I don't want to have edited his files if I ever need to bring it back in and go back to the original. Um, so I always make my own copy. A lot of people do that. When you're using any kind of template, when they open the template out, they right click, duplicate the file they want to edit, and then they rename it to my, like, so if it's like a car and it's like F-150, and he brought in this F-150, he'd right click the F-150 blueprint and say my F-150, so he knows that that's his version and he has the other version as a backup. But for myself, I don't want to store all of this on the actual game, because we can always just add it back if we need it. Once I've got my version, I'm deleting the base version, and I can just bring them in later, because for my game I do plan to have a lot of stuff, and I don't want to ooh, these floors reference right here, 6x6. Okay. So I have to switch this 6x6 out for my 6x6 floor that I have. Right now I currently have a level, and it looked like it was the main menu level where you have that the guys chilling. Looks like, yeah, that level might actually have this, and so we'll have to switch that. I think that it had a floor, a table, a pizza box, a light, some debris. Those objects specifically all will probably be from the original version, because I was just trying to build the map up quick. But I do not want to really bore you guys with me just deleting objects here, which I do on the off time. But at the same time, I don't know how much I can actually do with it building. I don't really want to go too heavy. And you know, lately it's been crashing a lot. When I'm on stream, it seemed like we've gotten a few crashes. You know what? I think we cleared up a lot of the stuff. I think we could go back to our level that we were working on, and we shouldn't have too many problems. I have to hopefully trust it. So that was Find a Home. We got our levels. It's a gameplay level that we're working on, and it's the shipping port level. We removed it. Save that removed it? That makes sense? Okay. See, my memory is pretty low. It's not affecting my RAM. Let's try to close some stuff here as well. That's this. Oh, let's close this guy. OBS I clearly need, obviously. That's not even open. Yeah, so we are rocking the minimum. We'll go into our shipping port level. Yeah, it's been a graphics card issue. Let me quickly check my GPU for Task Manager here. Again, it says I'm only at like 2 to 5% my GPU. I don't know why it has these GPU crash there. Right. So we were building some mountains in the background. Some kind of scenery. Just get some nice look. Get the... Again, this is the height we go. Looks like some mountains that way. Maybe that's the ocean or something. But this is more telephone lines. So maybe we want to go to content, brushify. We're going to look at distance meshes. Again, we want just the generic mountains, I guess. Do we already do 3? Let's try 4, actually. Well, this is erosion. 4. We'll throw this guy in here. We're going to apply our, obviously, grasslands green to it. Grasslands. This guy, because we're just on the top of sea cans, we already see this. These are supposed to be distance meshes, so some of them are, they're meant to be pretty big. So I think these snow caps just kind of don't really look right. Let's if we're at this height, we should be seeing snow caps down here. We really want to be distance. So let's go with like almost a 25 by 25 by 25. Let's move this guy out a bit. Now if we're here, you got snow, but you can see that it's like fairly high up at least. And yeah, so we got this new guy here, and we'll try to do similar things. So 25, 25, and 25. Now, don't want to eat that. So, the objective told you had some mountains here along the side, you know, it's a mountain, but then you have, this is going to be open. This fog is really thick, but you'd have, if we wanted to, like, they can't see out, but if you wanted to, you'd have water over there. You'd have some sort of lake, because this is sea containers, right? So this is supposed to signify being near a port, right? So we don't want mountains all around us. We want a definite empty area where, like, oh, that's where the port must be, but we can't see it because we'd be down here. So that's good. All right. Just reminders for my chickens. That's what my phone's going off for. Already put them away. Thank you. And right. So we are, yeah, we're just getting to the center area here. We had this light. We've done around the outside. gonna bring those guys here. Do I want another green? Going to bring these guys. All right, these guys are look like the next easiest. You can see here it's flat. There was no doors here. If we look over here, it's flat. There is no doors here. So we're going to delete. Oh no! Well, packaging. Yeah, the build did stop. Everything stopped. And that means the stuff we just didn't save. Again, I triple checked there. I wasn't even using my GPU. I think this is some sort of new Unreal problem with the new engine. And again, it is an engine source runtime thing. It has nothing to do with my code. DDL fence failure. The sub CCP code. Device hung. I was trying to load something and then it just hiccuped. Pleasures of working with the engines. There's updates. Oh, plugins. Usually it doesn't take this long. Because I'm streaming? Test manager. Sorry about this, guys. I do not see anything. Compiling shaders. Is it trying to boot up without having my screen? My splash screen? Never seen that before. There you go. This because it has the marketplace and everything like that. This is actually pretty heavy. If you have it open, I always suggest just close that. No, it should be compliant shaders. Yeah, the Epic Launcher takes up way more actual processing power when it's up. I might have recruited my first person to help me with the game. It might not just be a full solo project. I might actually have some help coming soon. She's supposed to be taking a flight tomorrow. And should be here tomorrow night. She probably still has to settle down and stuff like that, but I'll be going over everything with her as soon as I get a chance. And maybe she might watch or shadow my Tuesday stream. And that will be good. Let's see how that goes. I almost need to either restart my computer or something. What is going on? Was it because I was building? I feel super impatient because it never takes this long. Well, I keep going to task manager, just kind of look at things, and it's not really using much of my system apparently. Maybe my drives. 35% on my SSD. It's not really anything. Sorry about this, guys. That's a bad night, it looks like. Already 9:30, half hour in, and I haven't done anything with you guys yet. But yeah, the goal was, I guess, to final setting up that goal that finalized, but get a basic setup of that CCAN village place set up. I think it will definitely need some adjustments. I still think it's definitely just too small of an area. It's nice because it has some elevation to it, but and it's just good for a temporary map for things. Something for prop hunt, something for things. So I just have a temporary, decently looking map to get things tested and started. But it seems a little small. But yeah. And if we finish that little map area, I wanted to go back to the basics and start just really kind of doing one more overpass of the menu stuff. Now that we know the character functions, and it functions in the different modes, I would definitely like to go back into the main menu and just quickly set up that character customizer. Maybe we'll do that on Tuesday if we get the map, or start it today if we get the map finished. So finding home, levels, this was gameplay level, shipping port. So I noticed when I boot in, it says Epic Games 5.2 feature pack, virtual reality blueprint unpacked, and then it says SIF GPU acceleration enabled. That might be something I have to look into, because it's the GPU that's apparently crashing, or something to do with, not my GPU, because again my graphics card is saying that's only using 5 to 10% of my graphics card. So it's not pulling something um, on its end. Alright. So again, what we had done here quickly now is we change this to 25, 25, 25. We don't want to be inside of it, so we back this guy off. We don't want him to take out that. Kind of want. We'll do 7,000. There. So we're up here. Obviously we can't see that it blends down. If they were able to jump up here, maybe you could see that there's an edge there. We'll actually do that to this guy here. 25, 25, 25. We'll move in out. Again, we'll do 7,000. What is going on? I gotta. See that that's where it goes, and then we went to finding home. I'm sorry, brushify, distant meshes. We went to generic mountain 4, threw this guy out here. Just like the other guys, we did 25, 25, 25. We set this to grasslands, and we moved it down along the length of the poles there. Again, we almost just want 7,000. We just want to kind of blend that there. But again, the fog of war will help us. We can't really tell. Click there, but I think we could still see. It looks like, yeah. We have to bring this down the way that is. That, or we'll have to like rotate it to hide it a bit more. I think we'll still bring it down to 6,000. Bring this out a bit. There we go. And then that goes like that, and then, like I said, see that maybe this should be the ocean here. Oh. But before we start dragging things in and killing all our work, we're going to do a quick save. It shouldn't take too long. Like I said, after we've done all this tonight, I'll do another compile and just confirm that everything works. That's the worst when you add something to the project and then nothing works anymore. And it doesn't give you a good code on what's broken and why you can't compile. It just says error. Like, oh great. So like I said, I like to compile every so often so I know, okay, I added this. And I hadn't compiled since I added the zombie and stuff in. So it has been quite a long time actually. I think about it. So again, we'll just start on this area, which is the biggest bulk, because these... I guess we could take these guys out first. So, we have some green, 3 red. I don't know if I want to do a bunch of the same color. I like mixing them up. Green, blue. Duplicate. And we'll drag these guys over. I think the green blue are closed. Oh, I'm rocking like 8 speed, eh? Probably don't need that anymore. Yeah. Green blue is closed, so we should be able to delete these guys. There we go. Minus 480. Nope. Minus 485. Bring that guy back. It's this here. So 425. Nope, it's the opposite way. So 420. Of course, this is out a little bit more, so either there we go. That is good. So this will be minus 495. This will be 420. That's just the y-axis that is different, and then we'll butt these guys up right beside it. So we have this double open, and so far we have blues that are double open. Do we have a white? And a blue and a red double open here. So we'll go to our contents folder, finding home. Do we really want to change the doors again? Sure, I guess. Environmental assets, shared, C containers. We have this double open here. We will duplicate this asset and we'll put 2. Actually scratch that. We're going to take away the underscore and just put 2 right beside it. Or just so whenever we have more than one of the item, we'll have the underscore and the number of items. So if it's ccan 2 but it's the third ccan 2, it'll be like ccan double open 2 underscore 3 for being the third ccan 2 that's open. Just loading such a simple mesh. What's taking so long? Why? Preparing skins. Like I said, for some reason, Unreal's just having a hard time. My computer says it's fine. Yeah, we're gonna, just because, we're gonna make it look more like the doors are actually kind of like this. I like that because the doors might actually be flapping. Actually, I don't know. Apparently it had a UI error. That's what was taking so long. Weird. I didn't even open any easy survival UI. Like, it's an easy survival UI error. Actually, now that I think about it, no. These are base C cans, okay? Our C cans, the lids can't open all the way, but this C can. So like I said, we're actually gonna change this to just C can double open 2. Then we're gonna go back to this guy, and for this here, when we drag this guy in, we want 2 pretty much. We could almost have them fully open to flush against here, right? So 2 on one side are going to be like, we could do it even on this side here if we wanted, because this is the right side here if we're just looking at it, are going to be like 90. So we'll do 180 degrees like that. That way it's like it's hitting the C can beside it, and that's why it can't go any further. So this will also be 180 degrees, or ooh, it actually just close. So 0, I guess. And so there'd be a C can here. But since there's gonna be no C can on this side, these doors we'd be able to practically open all the way up. But for this, we're just going to use the actual spinner, just so we get a good idea. So 260 ish or 270, that would be just minus 90 plus a little bit, right? So minus 80, nope, minus 100, just to keep the numbers low. All right. 45. So again, this could be like minus 100. Oh no, minus 80. There we go. And we almost just default this guy to yellow here. Shift right click, and I will get the rest of these items quickly here. Oh. It'll just be a little bit easier than dealing with this small little menu here. And yeah, we'll drag this guy out. Do it 90 degrees? Nope. Negative 90 degrees. There we go. So now we have these doors that will be hitting this C can here. So we'll Shift G, which means ungroup, because all these objects were a part of a group, which normally you could just hit Shi to group them. And when they're grouped, it's just easier for moving them around and rotating them and stuff like that. Delete that. But if I try to delete that without ungrouping it, it'll cry. It gets mad at me. So this guy is 8274. So this will be 8274, same height. It is this that I'm concerned about. So it's 90, so it's actually that. And that was 40, so we'll go minus 245 minus 248 minus 249. There you go. Nice and tight. Don't see any problems there with that door. Don't see any problems with that door. Looks like it could open all the way, and these doors are opened up like that. Great. Looks good. Now we got two more. One of these guys could definitely be red if we wanted it to. Do we have a red on the bottom without a yellow on the top? We do not. We do not? Oh, we do here. No, that's a white. So I'm just gonna grab it. Well, we'll have to do the opposite. We'll grab these guys here, we'll duplicate them, and move them over here. Wait, are these guys off the ground? How did that happen? Damn. So, we know this guy is 240 and what, 249. So we'll do minus 249, and this is 420. Sorry, my dyslexicness. It's 8,000. So this has to be 8,000. 8,000. These guys we're gonna have to still figure out. So maybe it is 8250. Tough luck, no way. 8270. Well, 8265. A little bit closer. This needs to go down. 60 maybe. Ooh, no. 62. 62 was the golden answer. So 8262. And I believe this is 4. So this would be 254. There we go. And 420 minus 290. So this is actually, oh yeah, 420. And this would be minus 249. Sorry, my dyslexic. There we go. We have that one done. And I might want to put like some sort of barrel here so people could hop up in there and go around there. Save that, and then we have this one last section to do. This has two double opens on the bottom, and we'll put two single opens on the top, facing different directions though. So let's try 90. I do like that color. I feel like you don't use it that often, so there's white. Then again, shift right click, shift left click, shift left click. There we go, we got a nice white C-can there. And then again, shift G to ungroup them, so when I hit delete, not to cry and complain. This is just going to be a crate. Do I have crates that I could throw in for now? Instead of having this white box, I don't like this crate. I should have a crate. Let's create. Just crate. There we go. That's too cartoony. That's my shelving. I already have this. This is an empty box. Hyper resources. That's a decent crate. New York City crates. Let's go with this crate for now. Yeah. Beveled cube. So there's some more beveled cubes out there. Let's try like 8438. It looks, I want it to look like it's floating. Definitely people would see it floating here. Let's try 7. Nope, 6 looks like it's hopefully gonna be the magic number. 6, yeah, there you go. Yeah, there you go. Where's another one there? So duplicate that. Every single time rebuilding the nav mesh, stop me from moving things. What's the big crate? It's like bigger than the table. Maybe I'll just use crate wood here. There we go. It's already perfect height. There we go. I lost the things. When I see it again, we'll delete it. Or when I'm done here, I'll go through all the stuff and kill whatever doesn't seem right and doesn't go into a folder. All right. Wooden assets. I'm gonna first still have to make sure I have something. So this is a full through. So we have a yellow full through. We have a white full through. We're gonna have a red full through. We have a blue full through already, don't we? Yes, we do. So that would be green. This will be a green full through. And we could keep it the same so we don't actually have to make another model. So like he did here. Sea containers. We could just keep it like he has here. Yeah, every time that pops up, it just like takes away my ability to see I can't move it anymore. There Let me see. So, again, we'll go into these guys. We'll check green here. Shift right click. Shift left click. Shift left click. Shift left click. Shift left click. There we go. We're going to click this guy and Shift G. And hit delete. 8,000 is where this guy should be, but now I do just want to slide him over, I think. So see some of this blue, so slide him over one more. I would like this to be 0 actually. 0 makes the most sense. It's nice and rounded. At this rate, yeah, that's fine. So this should be 62. Something wrong here? Oh, no, they crash? What's going on? Okay. We'll save just in case now. We'll save just in case. It's taking a bit. You didn't even do that many things. You might have to clear some stuff up. Like these guys here, we'll make them all one solid mesh actor at some point. Whoa. We've saved a couple times. It hasn't been this long, right? Yeah. I think I just need to switch this to 0, and this was 880. It should be better aligned. I have the high ground. Oh man, what's going on? Sorry about this, guys. Can't really control Unreal Engine all the time. There we go. Yeah, I think my computer just locked up there again. Oh, there we go. So 0, and this is minus 1880. Yeah, perfectly lined up. There you go. I think this guy we're going to make open on the other side. Just clicking that C can, it's just even lagging, just so weird. I made these meshes nanited, right? Yeah, right, naval. Again, these are both closed on both sides. Easy, quick delete. So these should be 0, 0. This is 8,000. This is 62. Oh wow, that's pretty damn close right up the hop. What was that, 34? Live with that, I guess. Are these all separate items? So like if I wanted to group these, I could hit Shift G and they'd all somewhat move together, sometimes a little bit better. Why am I locking up? Off the ground here. It's weird that these were two different heights. There we go. 11. There we go. We are the same height. Oh. 8. Oops. 8708. There you go. Oh, it's still floating. 6. Oh. 5. There we go. These stairs are odd. They're not touching at the same time. They're not touching the top or the bottom. I froze again. I'm freezing. I'm just sitting in the engine. Like, I'm not too sure what is going on. Do I have multiple versions of the engines open? I thought those were just folders down there. My whole computer's locking up. I hit Windows. C container, output log, we can close that. Guess we can close that. Yeah, I don't have much open. Weird. Don't know why my computer's struggling today. So I think rotation wise, this needs to be up a little bit. So minus 90. I think this needs to be, depending on the way it's shaped, maybe 30 degrees? And then now it's touching too far on both sides, but it looks a little bit better. Okay. So let's try 42. Try to get that off the bottom. We also need to get it backed out here. And to back it out, it seems like it's the X, but it's 30 degrees. So let's try 0. No, it's not the X. 115 should be fine. Actually, I'm not even a big fan of that. 120? 125? 122? There we go. This is what we gotta worry about here. 5? I think that pulled that in actually. Which again made the legs perfect, but now this is way too far in on this side. Oh my god. I don't know how to use WASD apparently. So, try 40. It's pretty significant that I want to push it out. 42, so a little bit more. So now it's not in that wood there. Looks like it's kind of lined up there. There we go. Yeah, this is not something I set up. He had some sort of idea with this and kind of rushed set it up himself, I guess. It's weird. Anyway. Oh, another weird wood thing that is not too sure. Uh, 28. It seems correct. Other than this wood here, which should not have been 28, I guess. But And just to check, 62 is too much. I think it's actually 60. I can see the darkness because the... Yeah. Perfect. There you have it. Alright. I'm gonna mix up these guys though. I think I'm gonna steal a blue. This is 0 minus 1634. So 0 minus 1634. And then the heights is already perfect. I'm gonna delete that. Look at all the colors. We're going to duplicate this guy. Actually, because we're making the red double door there. Zero. Let's try 30. Okay. 26. Oh no, 26. That's what I hit for. Ooh. 27. Yep. 25. Nope. 26 is the best without having to do points. 0.3 or point something. There you go. Drive 55. There we go. And we'll see. It's coming along. Just 5 more. So we're actually gonna make this guy here white. There we go. Duplicate this guy. minus 90. It's facing the other direction. We are going to get rid of this guy, so Shift G and then delete. A is way too far. 90. So looking at like 88. There we go. And this guy is red. So now they all got to take their turns and be one of these double open doors. Double open door, 7 every color. Now I think I wanted this to be green. We could just take this guy, duplicate him. Again, I have to move him to 0. And then move him over. This is 8. These are uneven, as you can. And we're going to do green for this guy. Shift. Left click, left click, left click, there we go. And this is a double close, nice simple to get rid of. This is a double close, nothing on it, nice simple to get rid of. Duplicate. This is 0. This is A8. Oh, I locked up for a second. A8. And this is also white. So we're going to go white, shift right click, shift left click, and shift left click. Now we got our blue single door, so we'll be taking this guy, duplicating him, dragging him over, 0, two, minus 90, and we'll be making him blue. We should be able to just hit the back arrow, and it's going to actually set to its default colors here. We'll be able to delete this beveled guy here. Alright, these lights we gotta move down. So there's the actual lighting objects, and then there's the lights themselves, the mesh. And there's this. Gotta move it all down. So I need to. Oh wow, these are different heights too. For some reason, doesn't look like they are. So this should be 25. This should also be 25. They are the same height. I don't know why it said that they're mixed heights when I grabbed the two objects. then this light should be, I'm just going to move it 5 down, so 495. Yeah, this will also be 495. 8, 495. There we go. Duplicate, drag this here. Now get rid of this guy. This is supposed to be 0. This is 2. And this guy is supposed to be yellow. Shift right click, shift left click, shift left click. There we go. We have a good mix of color and variety. Let's save all there. And here we go. So we're gonna grab scene containers open, double open, single open. We're gonna grab all these C containers. We're going to, whoa, what was that noise? Drag them into C containers. Minimize this, minimize player starts. Misc is barrels, concrete planks, so we can still have this misc folder. Lighting. There's a plus light, volume. Fine. Floor, kill floor, fine. Decals, fine. This literally has nothing in it. This has nothing in it anymore. So we can close that. This has nothing in it anymore, so we can close that. That's our AI, that's fine. Map share props. Oh, that's because that's a folder we made. Targets are fine for now. Volumes are fine for now. These are AI, so they should go into AI folder. Environment. We will make a new folder called landscape. And we will move these 3 generic mountains into landscape. These crates will go into MISC. Trigger spawn into AI. Click this guy, which is the floor. We'll actually throw into landscape. And kill box. We will just take out a floor. Root to root. We'll take away the floor. Then I might make like a. There's volumes, blocking volumes. This could be a management volume. And this would be recast. We go on the volumes. And this would go on volumes actually. There we go. So I thought for sure we had seen some cubes. I don't see them now. Player starts, miss cubes. There was some, wherever I had clicked on cubes, power lines. lightning, landscape, environment, decals. Yeah, so I guess there is no more cubes. I thought I had seen cubes. Like the cube that was on this table. When I clicked it, I thought there was a bunch of cubes. Or maybe I deleted them now. I do not see any other objects. Here's some decals that just due to sizing won't look right anymore. Oh, I'm locked up again. I'm locked up. I can't even. So A's right there. So I don't want B to be right here. I want B. To, I guess, be on this side. So people could say, hey, they're going A, or hey, they're going B. So 0, I guess. 0. We'll see if the B's backwards here. Nope. Looks right. We got B on this side, A on that side. There we go. And so if we spawn here like this actually shows, people spawning here, and they start rushing B, you know what I mean? Or, I mean, well, these guys are on this side, they look and like, oh, they're rushing A, or they're rushing B. Okay, good. Any other decals need to be touched up? I don't see any. Oh, right here. What was this? An arrow. There we go. Yeah, so we're gonna save that. Which saves both maps, and we're gonna quickly reduce the map here and make it simpler. And I don't want to lose the progress, so we'll also save the blueprint as well. So we have this all set up. Got wall over there, just in case we have some extra height over here to kind of stop people from climbing out. And we had some scenery, stuff like that. So first thing, the simpler one is I guess, yeah, these are decals, right? So the simpler one, I guess, would be power lines. Take all the power lines, we're going to right click, nope, we're going to go tools, Um, Create a level instance actor. In full distance in gameplay, this is environments. This is shipping port environments, and this is power lines. So what this is doing, I couldn't see the convert to blueprint. Normally what you would do is you could convert it to a prefab, you know what I mean, to a blueprint class. So that's what I was looking for, but I realized last second, I think just making a map level of it is fine, because then I could always edit it and come back. And it's already there saved, and you can just do copy and paste and stuff. So what I'll be doing now that we've made a level of this, I'm going to be converting them or merging them into a single static mesh. And I'm still not used to this. This is new with Unreal Engine 5. So, I guess this is done now. We keep the meshes folder, and we're gonna go into finding home, levels, environments, shipping port. We got our power lines level. We're gonna open that up. So yeah, if we go to unlit now, because we have no lighting here. Yeah, there we go. We have our power lines. There you go. So now we want to take our power lines from 2 all the way down to 30, and we are going to right click, and I don't see that there. Tools. Merge actors, static mesh components, merge actors. So this is going to be find home. It's going to be an environment asset. Oh no, it's going to be a static mesh. What am I doing? Folder? Is that how it goes back? There's no back button, so let's go to static mesh, and we're actually going to have I'm gonna do a new folder, call it electrical. So wires, anything like that should go in here. Especially, most electrical might be indoor. It'll be indoor electrical. So I guess I'm gonna just do power lines. Because it's not exterior, it's not a part of the architecture of the building. It's just something separate, it's not something scattered. Yeah, power lines are its own thing, I think. What about lampposts and stuff like that, though? Yeah, I'm gonna do electrical. Because lampposts are not going to be interior, but most lights will be. We're going to want a place for this. And so now we're going to do power lines here. And then in here we're going to do merged. And that's where we're going to do it. And it's just going to be called power line merged. Save. So now we got this mesh actor with just 2 materials, and looks good, has all the stuff. Another thing we're going to do to it is we're going to apply nanite to it. I think that guy's good to go. And then we're going to go back in a level, drag this guy right on top of where the old guys are, the old one is, and then we're going to get rid of that level. And we're going to be doing a similar thing to this with the secants. I think this is just my computer derping, just being slow today. Shouldn't take this long to save this mesh. There we go. Close this now. We got this level backup saved, so we can come back to this level whenever we want, and it's going to be there. We can go back to finding home. We can go to our level now. It's a gameplay level, shipping port. Oh, we go back to our lit environment here. And we're going to go to find, we got our static mesh, it's an electrical item, it's a power line, it's one of our merged power lines. So we will get power lines later. Let's see if this has, it does have a location. So we're going to shift right click that location, click this guy, shift left click that location. Doesn't look like it's the exact same actually. Is there also a rotation to this guy? Power lines. There is no rotation to this guy. So let's drag this down and over, back, up. Let's just see. 3D space makes things hard. Yeah, that's looking kind of good here. There you go. So that's all lined up. And now we're going to take this and we're going to throw it into that meshes folder if we still have it. No, I think it actually deleted meshes, right? So we are going to make a new folder called meshes. Scratch that. We're going to use shared map props because power lines is kind of like a prop and it is shared. And now we could click this and we could remove this. Now we have this nice static mesh object, way more performant. Here we go. Like I said, looks like we just have enough time to maybe do the secans as well. So we're going to secans. We're going to click the top one, scroll all the way down to the bottom, shift click, and we have highlighted all the secans in the entire map. And we're going to control click this guy, this guy, this guy. It's just certain guys I want to, because I'm worried about the collision. Sometimes what this does when you're doing these, it makes a simple collision by itself. It auto generates this simple collision. Already unselected. It auto generates this simple collision, and then you can't go inside of these, and then it'll be pretty annoying to deal with if I've already generated a map with these guys and I bring in the static mesh and I have lost this simple collision. Those ones are selected. It's really these, right? The opened, actually. So I just want the closed. So I can just be more certain. I can grab the closed and go all the way up to the top closed ones so that we have all the closed ones. And all the open ones we should still be able to get into. We just want the closed ones anyway. So we're gonna right click here. Oh no, it was actor, and another one I want to do, but it's been crashing a lot, and we'll be doing it definitely with the lobby level, is creating 2 lightweight instances. We're going to create level instance with this. And we're going to call this C cans closed. Save. Even with this guy, I want to test the collision. I hope it doesn't just like make a full box or something silly. We'll check the collisions after we make the object. What do we just do? Power lines, even if it doesn't give a collision, so that's fine. We actually set the power lines to no collision, stuff like that. No shadows, no nothing if you want. Just to be 100% efficient here. So we got these. Enable gravity. No. This is static. Apply impulse on damage. No. Replicate physics. No. Again. Can character step on? Yes. Sure. Or no. Collision defaults. No collision. We don't want any collision on this guy. Because we will not, it's just a background object. Cast shadows? No. We want H-slots and stuff like that. Yeah. So, there we go. So these guys are practically, click each one of our mountains to make sure the same thing. They don't need gravity, they don't need impulse, they don't need replicate physics, they are no collision, they don't need shadows. Same thing here. No collision. And it's just less the game engine has to worry about, you know what I mean? Collision, no. So now we're going to find home. All that's done. Levels. It's in the environment level. The shipping port. Get our C cans. We're going to save our level on moving over. Because we have to. And what we're saving is just the mountains and stuff like that. So like I said, we didn't get to it this time around, but I'll be error saving something? Shipping port map, okay. I'm not too sure. We would have had an error saving. So we have all these guys here. Right? So we're gonna first just try it right out. We're gonna grab them all, draw all meshes. We're going to go to tools, merge actors. Actors, again, this is a static mesh, so finding home, static meshes, C containers, we're in a new folder, merged. Let's do scene container, merged. Again, I could have made a level with all those items in it and then merged those guys. But that's kind of the stuff I'll be doing with the what's it called? Lobby level, which is going to be using the partition system, world partition. With this, I don't. Open this up. We're gonna check. We're gonna make it nanited, but we're also gonna check our collision for this because we're still gonna want this mesh to be able to have walls. We want to be able to collide with the walls. We don't want the character escaping. We want the character to be able to jump on things and stuff like that. But yeah, the world partition system. There we go. So show simple collision. There we go. Okay, good. It didn't do it this time, so I could have probably merged them over. It would have been fine. Did good. But in one of the older engines, it did. It made its own kind of default simple collision. But maybe they kind of fixed that. But we do want nanite support. And then again, it's just using these 3 instant meshes that I put on it. And so now this is like one kind of complicated mesh instead of tons of meshes. And again, instead of having tons of meshes with their own material instance, it's just one mesh with 5 material instances. This is very nice, very nice. All right. And so anything that's a static object will be this would kind of happen with it, because it's not moving. Anything that you can move or can interact with, I wouldn't be doing this. What I would be doing, if I can do it, if the game engine stops crashing sometimes, is I'd be converting to what's called a light instant mesh. The light instant mesh has one thing. It has a static mesh, and what a light instant mesh has is just pretty much a location. That's it. I'm just a location until you go to interact with that mesh. And the second you go to interact with that mesh, it removes itself and replaces it with the blueprint that you have given it, not mesh, blueprint. So yeah, or like object or actor, you'd say. So whatever you give this light instant mesh, it will become that once you interact with it, and then it'll fire that interaction. So if you shot, that is damage. You're applying a damage to the light instant mesh. It's like, oh, I'm being hit. I'm gonna kill myself and then apply that damage that I was supposed to take to the blueprint class or the object that was actually supposed to be here. And again, since that doesn't have all the blueprint has all these functions, all these different things, if that's there all the time, it's heavy on the system. But instead, what you don't have that, you just have this light instance mesh, which doesn't have any information on it really at all. So we are going to gameplay shipping port. So we'll see what has happened to our shipping port. So this didn't save. None of this stuff saved. Oh well. Alright. So again, we'll be going to find home, our static meshes, C containers, our merge C containers, and this, we're just gonna plop this guy right in. We're gonna check the details out on this guy. It's 0. Uh, 120. 11? Or sorry, 1200? 1150? 1145? There we go. I think that's pretty lined up. Ooh. We might have to do a slight adjustment to it, but it's pretty damn good. And I think it's good there too. So again, now we can go to this shipping level and we can just delete it. And we'll take this static mesh CCAN, and instead of putting it to CCAN, we'll do shared bounce props. Now, you just want to double check that. Yeah, I think it needed to be. Let's flush there. Flush there. So yeah, I think that's good. But you might notice these things are a little bit wonky compared to this nice square shape here. You can see that that's just a level streaming distance. It's just nanite trying to make things more efficient. And so we will save this time. Wait, this is not the level thing, right? Yeah, power lines merged, there's no levels here. I'll save all. And I think that's pretty much it for a basic setup of this level. We have a simple level, and we're gonna go. It's 11 o'clock now, so we'll be ending the stream. Be back on Tuesday, and like I said, I think Tuesdays. What we're gonna do, we're gonna get back to. We're not here. Hit play and see how things are. On Tuesday, we're gonna get back to just starting up the main menu. Yeah, we're gonna start the main menu, and then when we start the main menu, we're just gonna confirm that everything works and everything's nice, and we might start working on our character.